Hello, this is Dr. Emmett Miller. You are about to listen to part 1 of my lectures at the Cancer Support and Education Center in Menlo Park, California, 1986. I grew up in an inner city neighborhood and discovered that the way out of the trap was to, among other things, get good grades on examinations, particularly in science. So I went into the sciences, achieved a degree in mathematics and physics from Trinity College, and then went on to medical school, feeling that, okay, now I had a basis for logic and reasoning and can now take on the larger scope of what is a human being, what is health, what is wellness, what is life. And was somewhat horrified to find out that doctors seemed to be somewhat further from knowing that than most of the people that indeed I had grown up with. If I want to find loving people who can care, who really enjoy life, I should go back to where I grew up, in the ghetto, because I sure didn't find it among the doctors. Very strange breed. And indeed, the relationship with the patients was not what I had imagined it to be. My contact with doctors had been with a wonderful family doctor who had these nice big fat fingers, and I can still feel him drumming on my chest, and I think as soon as he would touch me I would start to feel better again. But that wasn't what I found. I found that the patients were seen as somehow the grist for their mill, that it was a very doctor-centered operation, and if a patient didn't like what was going on, they could just get out. And there wasn't an awful lot of tenderness toward people. There wasn't too much empathy. In the system, certain individuals within the system were excellent, just marvelous. And had it not been for them, I might have not been able to continue through. Medicine was mechanical, and what became very clear to me after I finished medical school and had been in family practice for a while, that indeed at least 80 to 90% of the diseases that we were seeing simply could not be treated at source with the treatments that we had. That most of the diseases were not simple things like smallpox and polio and malaria and gunshot wounds. Okay, so those things we have the tools to deal with. Infections, okay. But for the most part, what I was seeing in my training and in my practice was that people were becoming...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?